friends, and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm, of course, Kevin, and today I'm going to be painting minis from a game I haven't tried before. I have picked up a game based on the second Alien movie called Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Core. And in this game, I mean, in the core box, they only have just some of the characters from the movie, but I was able to pick up an add-on that's titled Heroes of Hadley's Hope that has all the Marines and the civilians, that basically 15 miniatures. Now I'm not going to do all 15 today. I'm just going to do 3. I'm going to try to break it up into multiple videos to try to keep the time down, because I've noticed that on my videos, the videos that are really long, especially those over an hour long, tend to not get as many views as the other videos do, the ones that are shorter. So I'm going to do 3 at a time. And the ones I chose for today are, let's hold them up. One is this one here, Private Trevor. I tried it again in English. Wierzbowski. This one is Private Mark Drake, and this is, of course, Carter Burke, the trader who is going to sell everybody out to the aliens so that he could sell the embryos and make millions. So one thing I will say is, because I'm looking at, on the box, it shows them all nice and painted. I've never tried camouflage before, so I'm gonna do my best. Not gonna go too elaborate on the color scheme for camouflage. I'm basically gonna base coat it green and then try to add like a really light gray to it, because that's what it kind of looks like on the box. So I'm gonna try to do that, and hopefully it'll come out looking good. And as far as Carter Burke goes, his shirt has like a checker pattern of white and blue. I'm gonna do my best on that. Make no promises. And sometimes the challenge is good, right? But I'm sure that no matter what I do, it'll look at least decent. All right, so stay tuned. And first we got to prime them, of course. And then stay tuned. First we'll prime them, and then we'll get to painting them. All right, stay tuned, and I will be right back. Hello, welcome back, and we're going to be priming 3 of the Heroes of Hadley's Hope. So first we go with Wierzbowski. Yeah, I think that's how the name is pronounced. I don't really remember them calling this guy by name in the movie. Okay. Now with these are made by Gale Force 9. This is Drake. So they did something really nice. They actually have on the base the name of the piece, the name of the character. All right, now Burke. Okay, so again, it looks like it's caked on. Don't worry about it, it will settle in. Okay, so, alright, so that's it. Done with the priming. Sorry, I don't know what that is. Alright, so we're gonna let that dry and set, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna do the base coat. Alright, stay tuned, I'll be right back and get you away from that noise. Okay, I'm back and the primer has settled in. Now these pieces are gonna be a bit different than ones I've done in the past. I mean, it's basically 3 individuals. So it's like the only thing that's going to be the same is on the 2 Marines. I'm going to attempt to do the camouflage. The weapons are going to be painted black. The equipment, because there's the camera and the microphone, are going to also be painted painted black, and it's going to be very tiny, very small. So these might take a little bit longer than usual because of all the individuality. What is really cool with these, though, is on the base, like I said, it has the name of the character. So the base, I'm going to be painting, when I get to it, I'm going to be painting it black, and then I'm going to have, I'm going to put like a metallic color over the letters for the name to try to make it stand out. But first things first, we're going to, basically, I'm going to, on the 2 Marines, I'm going to do a nice base coat of green through most of it. Most of them, and then on Carter Burke, And I'm going to try to get, there's like 3 colors for his clothing. I'm going to try to get all 3 in there for the, at the very beginning. So see how it works out, because if the paint is wet, I don't want to run it all over the place. So bear with me on this one. Alright, so let's get to it. Okay. Alright. Alright, so I have a nice green color called olive green. And unrelated to what I'm doing here, but I do tend to use this color. When I'm painting Klingon ships. So when I do the Federation Commander game, if I ever have Klingon ships, you'll know what I'm talking about. Alright, so got to spread this color quite a bit, actually. And just paint over with the other colors later. Okay. I will say, though, that this movie, Aliens, is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Especially the unedited version. Because, I mean, I didn't see this in the movie theater. Back then, when before I started watching some of these more violent action movies, I was concerned about the gore content of a lot of it. And then it didn't bother me anymore. Actually, that started when I watched Terminator 2. Alright, just get a little bit more green. Okay. Alright, let's get Drake. But yeah, I remember seeing this, and I remember my father, he's a bit of a fan of the Alien franchise, and his personal feeling was that the Marines ruined the movie, which I couldn't understand why he felt that way. And it's like, I never did ask him, well, how would you have done this movie different without the Marines? I never did ask him that. Because I honestly don't know how else you could have done this movie, without the Marines in it. And like I said before, with the pieces for this game, it's 15 characters. So I didn't want to do all 15 in one video. It would have taken way too long. So doing 3 at a time. So altogether, it will be 5 videos. And maybe after the last one, I'll hold them all up, so it could be fully seen about how they all look. Alright. Okay, so that was the 2 Marines. I'm going to leave that out just in case. Alright, so let's get Burke. Okay, here we go. So luckily on the box, they show them all these pieces nice and painted. So it kind of gives me an idea as to how to paint them. So, you know, I'm glad that they did that. Yeah, this game is made by Gale Force 9, that company. And I will say that I do have other games that they make, one of which is a Star Trek game called Ascendancy, and the few times I got to play it, I really enjoyed it. But here, I mean, I'm still learning how to do this game. Actually, let me get the white in there first. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough, I think. All right. Now, I'm going to attempt to do like a little almost checkerboard type design on this white that I'm putting on for Burke's excuse me, for Burke's shirt. I'm going to attempt it and see how well I do. And I can see with the way this is all going on, I'm going to have to wait before I get the vest to his. So I'm going to put that down. Okay. And I'm going to leave, I don't think I'm going to be putting any colors away anytime soon. I think a lot of it I'm going to wind up leaving out so that I can get to it again later. So let me think here. Okay. So we're gonna let stuff dry. Oh, sorry. Been a while since I've done that. Okay. All right. So we're gonna let that paint dry, and then when we come back, we're gonna do pretty. I guess you can call it details. It's just a lot of different colors that got to go in. A lot. Some. It's these pieces are very different from most pieces that I've done. It's a bit of a challenge, but I'm always up for it. All right. So stay tuned. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and we've given the paint some time to dry, and I'm going to start with Carter Burke this time. All right, so that, wipe that down. Okay, I'm going to make his vest orange. I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be orange or yellow, so I decided on orange. All right. There we go. So, like I said, Aliens is one of my all-time favorite movies. And I remember not that long ago, at least I don't think it was that long ago, my daughter was watching the entire Alien franchise with me, all the movies. And it was really fun watching her at all the intense moments of that movie. It's like it's fun to sometimes see someone's reaction who hasn't seen the movie yet. Yeah, so it's like when the face huggers were running around going after Ripley and Newt. She was like, "Oh my God! Oh, of course they're going after her." Oh. Yeah, she was reacting. I was laughing most of the time, but but she understood why. Because I'd seen that movie dozens of times before she got to see it once. All right, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna get it. So let's see, what should I do here first? Actually, I think might be safe to do the flesh tones because I got to get that down first before I do some of the equipment anyway. Let's get a good brush for this. All right. So I remember one time when I was at my parents' house, I was watching this movie, and we had a mouse in the house because we were like in between cats, and so it gets to one of the more intense scenes, and I hear this scratching coming from behind the TV, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And that thing just bolted from behind the television, scared the crap out of me. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh my God, oh my God." So I couldn't find it, so I just figured, all right, let me just not worry about it right now. So I'm continuing to watch the movie, and then it gets to another intense moment, and again, the thing pulls out from behind the TV. And my father had put down those sticky traps. So it ran behind an entertainment center we had, which is where the sticky trap, where one of them was. And then I hear like a thud. So I'm thinking, oh, let me just check something. Hold on a sec. Okay. So I hear the thud. I'm like, oh, good, it's in the trap. And then I see it come from behind that entertainment center and go straight into our porch. And I was like, oh my God, it knew enough to jump over the trap. Yeah. But then eventually we got one of the cats that we had gotten him from someone my sister knew. Actually, someone my sister worked for. They had this particular cat in their warehouse, and he didn't get along with the other cat they had in the warehouse, so my sister brought him home. And then one day, I think I was watching this very same movie. I was watching it again. And it was near Christmas time. We had gotten him around Christmas time, so we called him Santa. And so we had, we always rearranged the furniture to make room for the tree. So we had two, nice sized chairs, right by the, right up near the TV. And so me and him sat and bonded over the over the movie Aliens. I thought it was pretty cool. All right, so looks like we got the flesh tone in. Kind of don't want to take a break just yet. You know what? Let me go back to the flesh tone. Let me get Carter Burke. I think that paint's dry enough that I could get his face and arms in. Let's put this one back. And I may have to take another break soon. Yeah, so one thing I've always had when I've had pets is cats. Nothing against dogs or dog owners, but it's just the way I am. I don't have the attention to give the dog that a dog would require, and it would be fair to the dog. Okay. Alrighty. So this might be a video with frequent breaks. Because we got little bits here and there, but you got to wait for it all to dry. Okay. Alright, so we're going to let that paint dry. And then when I come back on the Marines, I'm going to try to start doing the camouflage and the, you know, paint the black on all the equipment. And on Carter Burke, I mean, well, his hair needs to be a darker color. I'm probably going to use the same black. And I noticed that there was something on the wrist. I'm going to look at the box to see what it looks like and then make my decision as far as that goes. So stay tuned. I will be right back. Okay, so we're, you know, we've given the paint some time to dry on these two Marines in Carter Burke. And I'm going to try to get as much of the little details done as possible. I'll see how far I can get. All right, so let's put this on and let's get to it. All right, so let's see what I got here. Okay, let's try and get started on the camouflage. And what brush do I use? Let's try this one. All right. So basically this is not going to be like any specific pattern. It's just going to be random blotches of this stuff all over. So should I do it on the... yeah, they do seem to have it. Alright. Well, I could see now that I'm obviously going to have to take another break to let this paint dry before I come back, because with these Marines I still got to do the black on the weapon, straps for the weapon, because I can see them here, and the equipment that they have around their heads. And as far as Drake here goes, he's got one of those really big honkin' guns. Alright. And I don't even really know who started this whole camouflage type design. And just a little bit more, just a little bit more. A little more right in there. Alright. Well, I guess every video I do with these is going to be pretty much a lot of the same. You know. Okay. I shouldn't need that anymore, but I'm going to save it there anyway. And now I'm going to do more on Carter Burke. And I just noticed I had missed some spots on his pants. Let's get that. Alright, now the hair. Ooh, trying to keep my hand very steady so that I do not get this black paint all over his face, to which then I would have to do the skin tone again. Doing my darndest not to do that. Okay. Well, if anybody is interested in a specific comic featuring Mr. Burke here, Marvel Comics, who now has the rights to Aliens as well as Predator. I'm still waiting for them to do Alien versus Predator. They haven't done that yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to. There is a What If, it's a 5-issue series about what if if Carter Burke survived the Alien movie. And I have to say, I read it from beginning to end, and it was pretty interesting. And, oh shoot, put the black away a little too prematurely. So I figure since this, well, okay, with Carter Burke, is like I said in the I think I said in the very beginning of this video, the shirt has like a checker design with blue. I'm going to try to do that, but for now, since I have the black out, may as well get the base. I think it's raining again out there. Alright, I am going to cover the name because I'm going to go over it again in another color. And the bristles on this brush are a little too long, I think. It's very hard to control. Alright, let's see if I can hold him here. Okay, let's put that down. Hopefully I didn't. I have to do a little touch up with the orange later. Ooh, I just I just destroyed this one. Okay, well I guess that's the reason why the bristles were a little too long. They're about ready to come right out. Time to replace that brush, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna let all this dry, and when we come back, I'm gonna do more on the Marines with the because I need to use the black to do the weapons and the equipment, and then after that, do the base as well, and after that, I should be getting close to finishing it all up. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, we've given all that paint some time to dry. So Carter Burke is mostly done. I just gotta try to attempt that checkerboard thing on the shirt. I'm not gonna do that yet, but I'm gonna take on the two Marines. That didn't sound right. I'm gonna do the weapons on and the equipment on the two Marines. That sounds better. All right. Okay. Sometimes it sounds better in here, and then when it comes out here, it's all right. Okay. All right. Got one of my thinner brushes here, and let's get these weapons painted. Okay. And I am noticing other things on this piece, and I may have to take out like a grayish color to do. Okay. Alright, so when I was putting these pieces together, some went pretty easy. Some were a little bit more challenging. One thing I have noticed is that since I've been doing this for so long, I have gotten a little bit quicker at it. And as far as the painting goes, I used to take a lot longer to do the painting. As a matter of fact, a lot of times I used to just let pieces sit for like weeks before I went back to them. when I do these videos, it's pretty much in the course of like a couple hours sometimes. So I've gotten quite a bit better at it. And well, at least as far as how long it takes to do. Alright. Seems to be a lot of stuff on this guy's back. Okay. Okay. Alright. You know what? I'm not gonna make that another color. I'm just gonna color. Actually, it looks like it's looks like it's actually part of the gun. So screw it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna just gonna paint it black. All right. And we get a thicker brush. All right. Do that ever so carefully, so I don't want to rub off paint that I've already put on. All right. And like I said at the very beginning, this is the character Wierzbowski. And I still don't remember him ever really being mentioned in the movie. I'm sure he may have been, but I can't think of it. Can't think of when it would have been. All right. And on these pieces, I will definitely be doing the wash. Because you definitely want to give the Marines that gritty look. All right, let me turn it just a bit more. And the more I'm doing these, the more I'm remembering how much I enjoyed that movie, Aliens. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to come back with a metallic paint to go over the letters of the names of these guys to make it all stand out. Alright, so now we go to Drake. And let's put the bigger brush down. Take a small one and let's get this big honking gun painted. There we go. And I remember when these big guns were in action in the movie, they did look quite impressive. Now I'm sure most people watching this have probably seen the movie Aliens, so you know that neither of these three characters survived the end of the movie. In fact, there weren't many survivors from this movie. Okay. All right, and Drake does have a fair amount of equipment strapped to him. Okay. All right. Some of the equipment, the way it's positioned, almost makes it look like the Predator. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So now take the bigger brush and we get the base. It does look like we are getting close to finishing. In fact, once I'm done with these on the Marines, let me get that off my thumb. It might just be better if I leave it down here. Nope, I guess not. I still gotta hold it. Anyway, after I'm done with this on Drake, I don't really think there's much else that I really need to do to the character itself. It's gonna probably be just wait for the base to dry and putting paint over the name to make the letters stand out. Alright, okay. And then of course when all is said and done, I will do the wash on these guys. Okay. That's Drake. Now let's see. Alright. Before I put away the black paint, there is one little bit I forgot to do. Okay, that's that on that. And oh, did I lose it? No, I guess I gotta replace the napkin I was using to wipe the brushes. That's one. And alright, that's two. Okay. Now, I don't know how this is gonna look when I'm done with it. Oh, I gotta do that. Alright, and alright, it's not gonna look like a perfect checkerboard. but it will be there. That's all I can do. And I believe, yep, okay. Alright, there's a little bit on the base that I want to touch up. I'm going to grab the brush again and do it. Alright, well, I put the the blue on there, and hopefully it gives it a little distinction at the very least, which I believe it does. Alright. Just have to get the edges a bit more. Okay. Alright. Okay. Well, didn't quite go. I guess I didn't expect it to go perfect as far as the shirt for Carter Burke, but made the attempt, and I feel good about it. So these pieces are almost done. The only thing that's left, we need to let at the very least, the base dry. I mean, the rest will probably dry along with it. And I'm going to use a metallic color to get those letters to stand out, and then the wash, and then it's all finished. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, so we've given all that paint some time to dry, and it's time to finish up Private Wierzbowski. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. And Private Drake and Carter Burke from Aliens. Okay, let's get this done. Okay. So I'm gonna get these, like I said, the names to stand out, and then I'm gonna do the wash. Okay, so I gotta be very, very careful. Seem to have went on a little bit too watery for my taste. Let's see if I can sop some of that up. All right. See if I can do a better job at this one. It's going on way too watery. All right, so you know what? Time to do something a bit different. Time to find a different color, because I need something that's not going to go on that watery. That was titanium silver. Let's see what else I got here. See if flat aluminum will do a better job. All right. Well, I'm sure you've heard that. People still have fireworks. Aha. So use. All right. So from now on, I know. Use the flat aluminum. It goes on a lot better. Yeah. So I don't understand where people keep getting their fireworks. I mean, it's supposed to be illegal in New York. but somehow people still get them. I don't know how. Probably best I don't know. The only thing is that my cat does not like he hears the fireworks. Just like I'm sure most pets do not. Alright, so let's do the wash. Let's try to do ever so and every time I try to do it ever so lightly, it goes on like a freaking bubble of liquid. Alright, so I'm going to try to do it better with the next one. That's all I could do. But, you know, still settling in. It's settling in pretty good. Alright, let me try this without. Alright. Alright, it's going on a little bit better. And the wash is most likely going to add a little bit to the camouflage. Because as with most camouflage designs, there's a fair amount of black in there. Now, as far as these characters go, I purposefully didn't start with the most popular and famous ones like Ellen Ripley. You know, I purposefully didn't do that. Oh, I see. I may have to do a little. See, I noticed I need to do a little bit of a touch-up. So let's do that very, very quickly. So anyway, like, you know, so as I was saying, you know, I purposefully didn't do, you know, Ellen Ripley. I purposefully didn't do, you know, Hicks, Hudson, Vasquez, you know, Newt. So I'm going to sprinkle them in some of the other videos. I don't want to save the most popular ones for one whole video by themselves. Okay. We now have a finished product. Okay, so here we go. Wierzbowski, Drake, Carter Burke. All done and ready for the game Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Core. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and share this video as much as possible. I like to reach as many people as possible and broaden my audience. Also, please check out Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the idiots playing board games, and this game will one day appear on that channel. As soon as I teach myself how to play it, because it's very new, at least to me, and I still have to learn the rules. But I will, or we will, and it will be on the channel. So please like and subscribe and share with everybody that you feel would be interested. And let's try to like I said, try to give as much support as you can, and just remind them that subscription is $0. All right, so thank you very much. You have a great day and take care of yourself.